So another motovlogger, 14 Mighty, had asked me if I could show my motovlogging setup. So here it is. I've got a Sena Prism. I have it attached to my helmet using a clamp mount, which just clamps in between the helmet liner and the actual shell of the helmet, which is the clamp that holds onto it and secures itself there with two small Allen bolts. There's a half-inch ball or something with a little shelf that attaches and a little ring that goes over that. Oh, I ran over that squirrel. Damn. It was already dead, just to clarify. Just ran over the already dead squirrel. And then the camera snaps into that little shelf. So you can rotate it, up, down, left, right, any way you want because it's on a ball mount. The highest quality it can record in is 1080p at 30 frames per second. I typically record in 720p at 60 frames per second because I like to do slow motion things. If image quality, super high image quality is a concern for you, then you might want to look at a different camera. YouTube does compress the video quite a bit, so the quality does not look as good on YouTube as it looks in like real life if you were to view the actual video that I export from Adobe Premiere, or if you were to look at the actual MP4 file that I pull off the SD card. That looks even better, but it's like that with any camera. And in terms of audio, it connects via Bluetooth to the Sena SMH-10R that I have over here. That's what I use for my audio. Since I use the Bluetooth audio, that sucks up a lot of the battery. And I get about an hour, 15 minutes out of a fully charged battery. If you're out on a long ride, you'll definitely need a second battery, or as you can see right now, I'm charging the unit while I'm actually using it. It's a nice car. So like right now I'm running just a mini USB or micro USB cable down to a portable power pack I have clipped onto my backpack strap. Batteries are not the cheapest. They're about $20 each, and you have to charge them in the camera. Really? What are you doing? What? No. So I do have a second battery because I just found that I kind of needed one because I go on longer rides, and sometimes I need that second battery when my power pack runs out of power. It's going to be a good time to go drive around that cemetery, actually. Don't want to interrupt anyone's funeral though. Alright, so hopefully nobody's actually getting buried here today. Oh gosh, you can really get lost in here. One thing I don't like about the Prism is there's no way to preview your video. You have to look at the video after you've recorded it. So you can't connect to your phone via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or anything and look at the video to see if your shot's lined up properly or anything. There is a micro HDMI port on the camera, so you could actually connect it to a laptop or something with an HDMI input. So then you could actually preview the video. I don't really roll around with my laptop, so that's not super convenient. It is also kind of a pain to get the Prism lined up so the horizon line is level. Definitely some trial and error to get that lined up. I've found kind of a way to do it that works for me is getting a laser pointer, putting it on top of the Prism, and then you can see where the Prism is looking in terms of vertically. because oftentimes you'll find out it's looking too high or it's looking too low. Frequently it's looking too low because you don't realize like how low your head actually looks when you're on the bike. And then the other trick I've found that helps is to get a very tiny level. It's like a keychain level basically, and then I use that and kind of lay it on top of the camera and sort of position it perpendicular to my helmet. I set the helmet on a flat surface, and then I get a sense of whether or not the camera is level according to the level. With those two things together, I generally manage to kind of get it lined up fairly well, and then go out and record some video, and then look at it and see that maybe it needs to be tweaked a little bit, and then I'll try to remember the next time I go out to make those little tweaks. Another consideration for the Prism for me, and why I really didn't want a GoPro, was I just don't like the form factor. I just didn't want a giant box hanging off the side of my helmet or with the chin of my helmet, and obviously with the Neotech you can see the release for the chin bars right here, so I can't really have a camera right here. So I don't know why I chose the Prism. I chose it because it was really the cheapest option and the simplest as well. I didn't want anything that would add a lot of time to my get on the bike and go. I also didn't want it to be distracting, where I was like constantly worried about the camera, is it recording, is it is the mic working or whatever. I also liked the fact that it was wireless, because I didn't want to mess with wires, plugging things in and so forth. And with the intercom, I already had a bunch of wires crammed underneath my helmet liner and behind my cheek pads, so I didn't really want to add a whole bunch more stuff. Seriously, I don't know where I picked up the spider, but it managed to create this entire web all over my handlebars. I've had the Prism for over a year, about a year or something like that. So a year later, am I happy with my choice? Do I regret it? Do I wish I had something different? I'm happy with my choice. If I could do it all over again, I'd probably still end up with the Prism. I really like the wireless audio. It's just easy. It's just super easy. I do wish the battery life was better, but it's wireless audio, so there's your trade-off. Really? Just walking down the middle of the road with your cases of beer? Alright. The exhaust sounds good though. Okay, good. I thought he was going to just drive him first the entire way.